All right, guys, back. So I did not know we were gonna play some more games. Unfortunately, I missed one with this cool lands deck against BMCG. So this deck is all in on lands. This is literally 100 card or Highlander lands. Discard. Well, honestly, discard's not bad here. I mean, they're gonna force me to discard the Punishing Fire, which is like, all right, I'll try to find. They're not gonna make me discard Loam. um. This hand's not great, but it's not horrible either. It could be worse. Okay, fetch, go. Now, if they have, like, a Mesmeric Fiend effect, that would be bad. That would mean this hand is just garbage, just cards. So, like, Tidal Sculler would be really rough here. Alright, this thing. Alright, cool. I think it's a lot of cards, but it's not fast cards. I wonder if I play that in this deck. This deck is a deck I have not played in a while, and actually we just played a game with it, but they managed to win. But Temple Guard, no. You have to have to think pretty hard about what you fetch here. I'm gonna get Bloodstain or Blood Crypt. No. Oh wow. Crucible's nice, because it gives us kind of like a redundant means to, this is going to get Bayou, a redundant means to, Loam. So if, like, somehow we get, like, I mean, I still want Loam, because Loam actually draws me essentially more cards per turn than one. Because I'm going to win with Dark Depths. That's the intention for how this deck wins. I will pick up Loam, I think, next turn. Do I have to? I probably should, because I have the Dark Depths in hand. If I pick up the other half of the combo, that's kind of nice. But I may not cast it. Okay, Wall Blossom's cool. Draw one to have land. Alright, they got land. So I'm going to pick up Loam here. And I think pretty easily pick up these two lands. I could have fetched first, but I'm going to play Bazaar Baghdad, because Bazaar is just stellar with this deck. One, I get to protect my Loam, so I'm going to protect Loam here. And I'm going to discard this, this, and probably this, and say go. And now I have Vortex to burn down any creatures if I'd like. I mean, it'll have to be 2 toughness next turn. Bazaar is one of the engine cards of the deck. It's actually an unpointed card in Highlander as well, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's unpointed in Canadian Highlander. I'm not technically playing that. I'm playing just a Highlander deck, which has a sideboard that I will not use in this matchup because my opponent is playing Canadian Highlander. And I think, actually, this is probably one of the decks that is likely over on the Canadian Highlander points list, but it was not over it did not have any ban cards in the format that I previously played the deck in. So, sorry if that's a problem for you, BMCG. I think this list may be over, though. Alright, Siege Rhino or something. Alright, Eldritch Evolution into a 4-drop. What is the 4-drop they get here? Is it something I can kill? Because that would be nice. I probably will turn some of these lands into spells next turn with the Bazaar. Because I'm probably going to need to kill this thing, whatever it is. Eldritch Evolution, doubly nice because they have Sylvan Library in play and they get to shuffle some of the cards they don't want. They did take one of them, though. So one of them is evidently something useful. It was either a land or a good spell they want to keep. Loam and Bazaar is a cool combo. Alright, Palace Jailer. So that needs to be dealt with. But I can't really attack with this deck, can I? There is one Primeval Titan in the deck. So if I get Oath, they're going to be drawing a lot of cards now. So I like their play. I like this play. I think it's pretty strong. Although my deck, if it assembles the right combination of cards, can win all in one turn, which is also kind of cool. Okay, draw for the turn. Regrowth. That's pretty cool. All right, ditch loam. We are going to loam here. Then we can deal with up to a 6 drop next turn. Or, I'm sorry, 6 toughness dude next turn with the Molten Vortex. So, I think we're not in a great spot, but considering the fact that we have regrowth in hand, we could just win it all next turn. I mean, like, this deck can just go off in one turn. It's not very likely to, because it's kind of a slow controlling combo deck. So the extra cards are going to be problematic off of both Sylvan and the token, the Monarchy token. And it's very difficult for it to attack. It has basically 2 ways to attack. It has Dark Depths as Merit Lage, which is a 2-turn combo, essentially. And it has Primeval Titan. But it doesn't really do anything fast. It's kind of glacially slow. Alright, cool. Eldamri's Call, getting, I assume, Reclamation Sage to blow up the Molten Vortex. Which I think is okay, because they're expending cards to do it here. Right at the bottom. But still, it's basically the same card. It's 2-1. But they've spent their turn doing that. I think that's okay, because I wasn't really planning on using Vortex to win. Although, actually, Vortex could win. Like, it does 6 turn to face if I wanted to. I can also regrowth it and just blow their dudes up. Let's see our draw step for the turn. I'm going to draw Loam. Alright. Well, I'm going to draw with Bazaar first. See what I can get. I think what we're going to do is go for Fast Bond. Yeah, I don't think we need to loam this turn. What is Dredge 3? Okay, go. So Nostalgic Dreams up, online. Part of me wants to blow up the Sylvan Library because it's giving him a lot of looks. I kind of want them just to tap down for something silly this turn. They may not, may or may not. Just tap out for like a Primeval Titan. Ooh, Scavenging Ooze is disgusting. Alright, Insidious Dreams, discarding this. Do I need Loam? Yeah, I kind of do. Crucible. Can the deck win without Dark Depths? Yes, but it needs to regrowth that Punishing Fire. Okay, this is good. Draw your card. They can exile two things, any two things. So, what's the gambit here? What do we really want? I'm going to abrupt decay this and see what they do. Because they're not going to get my loam. They can get my dark depths, but then I have to use punishing fire or molten vortex to win the game, which is going to take a lot more time. But it's not undoable. So what they could do, they get two cards here. So we'll see what they do. What are you going to do? Alright, dark depths down. You going to get something else, or are you going to save the mana? Okay, Crucible. Okay. I think that was an okay choice, but I don't think it was the right one here. Alright, so... how close am I to death? Not exceedingly close, but not... Okay, go. Can I stay alive here? Tap out for something. Don't kill my fast bond, please. Maybe I should have saved it. Like, part of me wanted to save it and try to go off next turn. I know I pitched the Zuranor, but I don't mind because I have regrowth in hand. If I want to get that, just go Eternal. Or go to Infinite Life, basically. Because you essentially gain one off of it every time you sack a land. And then you have Fast Bond to... or not Fast Bond. Fast Bond and Loam to recurse lands. Just play some big dumb thing. Play a big dummy. Okay, that's a big dummy. Am I just dead off this? That's 9. Okay, I'm not dead. I am not dead. Whew. Can they cast something else? So if they can cast something else... alright, if they cast something else, then I just die. So I take a bunch. Take a boat of damage. Bam. Low on life. Very low on life resources. But I get back the Zuranor, but I can just go ham next turn, right? Kind of. I need a cycle or two, though. Oh, they got me. Alright. Got me with that. Sucks. Would have lived through the turn anyways, though. Alright, so, resub. I think we're closer than it looked there. It really came down to a matter of one card or one more turn. But it often does. Especially in jankier combo decks. This hand looks great. Keep. Oh, I'm going to play this out. We could win really fast here or die really horribly. Because we have Sylvan. Alright, we have the Sylvan Scrying. Okay, go. Let's see what they do here. We'll make my stuff swamps. Cool. Okay. Well, if I'd known they were playing Urborg, I would have rather put the Tabernacle into play. So I can Mystical Tutor here for something. All right, Batterskull, cool. Probably just get Intuition. Still need white mana to make this hand run. There's no plateau in here. Scrub-a-dub land, no. You know, I'm just going to get Taiga and kind of forego. We'll Sylvanly Scry here. They know what I've got. They will know what I've got in hand. So, I'm going to pick up the Dark Depths and say go. And now, I mean, their mana is essentially committed right now. If they have a Wasteland, that's good. Alright, you can Duress me and get my Intuition, that's cool, but you're possibly not casting Intuition. Okay, Intuition's gone. Which stinks. I mean, I could have cast that last turn, but I think it just slows me down by a whole turn cycle. If they have it, they have it. And if they don't, well, I mean, I get to get a 20/20 and kill them. Okay, they can still put the Batterskull into play. Okay, Batterskull in play. Okay. Okay, go. Do you have a way to kill it? They very well could. Like, we shall see. I mean, either way, this is the right play by them to buy a turn. And I also think it's the right play by me. I mean, I don't think they're playing Oblivion Rings and stuff like that. They have like an Edict effect. Okay, that's good. Go. They're going to save it, okay. I think I am going to pitch this Ghastly Demise at this thing. Oh, wait, I can't. It's black. Never mind. I'm dumb. Because I actually want to Celestial Colonnade, or Celestial Coliseum, or Cephalid Coliseum them on the following turn. Okay, Deathrite. That's going away the bin. Alright, we'll preordain here first. Not going to leave that around to find out what happens with it. Yes, I can make them pay 1, but I would rather them not have the mana. I have DT on top, so DT can go for Loam. Okay. And Loam can probably lock up the game with Molten Vortex. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. I mean, they're a little land shy right now, and the tab is going to keep them low on lands as well. Okay. All right. Well, they're at 24 life. All right, they're done with that nonsense. They're like, "Up, this is not working," which makes sense because they probably need to leave up interaction. Okay, and please go, sir. Okie doke. It's very well. They could have interaction for this. All right, you have swords to plowshares. Is it destroy or is it sack? All right, I'm gonna talk some smack and then just get like beat down in the next game. um. So many riches. It is indestructible. This card is quite outdated. Tabernacle was printed in Legends, so destruction was not really a thing. All right, it's dying. Yep. Do I have any basics in this deck? Nope, not a basic in this deck. Well, can't beat Alright, so what I do here is this. And go for a basic of some variety. Probably a Savannah. Yeah. I like that best. Enlightened Tutor. Find a Fast Bond. Cycle Thicket into Fast Bond and say go. Pay. Alright. And I should turn off auto yields here. I suppose I shouldn't have drawn into it there. But I still have Cephalid Coliseum, so if I need to protect it, I can just ditch it in my yard. And even so, they're not attacking yet, so what are they going to do, right? Yeah, I should have waited. I should have waited to pick it up, though. Okay. All right, they can pay for it. They can get Caracas and stop me again, but I'm just like running them out of resources here. This is kind of like the plan. So what they have to do is get Caracas here, right? They can sack their planes, get Caracas. All right, they're just not even going to bother. I mean, they can, but it's just delaying the inevitable, I think. We're stacking them out. All right, go ahead. All right, cool. Stacks them out. Probably could have done it in a more elegant way. I have not played this deck in a while. Well, I guess I just played this deck against them and won with it, but I have not played this deck in a long time. And I built it a while ago. I built it really around one card, which I have not drawn yet in this video recording, which is Realms Uncharted, which is gifts and given for lands. Yeah, this hand's gross. God damn. All right, yep, this is a keep. Don't turn one to rest me. I guess if they do, it's like I lose fastball, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I'm going for it. This is certainly a keep, and I probably won't even life the first turn. I'll probably just wait on that and just remand whatever their second turn play is. They don't have a good draw. Oh, fastball's so great. Love it so much. I don't know if it's even pointed in Canadian Highlander. I mean, it probably should be, but it's not like... It does some bonkers stuff. Oh, gosh. Fast bond. I'm going to take all the damages this turn. What's my mana situation look like? Probably just get red. Say go. Took a lot of life loss there, but what can you do? Oh, that cannot be stopped. Do I remand this? No. Okay. I can, however, regrowth it when I need to. I mean, given I did just spend half my life. Half of my life total is now gone, basically. Alright, go away. Not that I really care about Wall of Blossoms. Oh, Engineered Explosives. Seems cool. No? Why would I want to put that in the graveyard? Go. Yeah, I'm not going to stop that now. I just remanded it for tempo purposes, just to get another turn, like get a time walk. Okay, what have you got? Actually, yeah, it's fine. So I do actually want a natural into land here. Untapped land. I'm going to put it in the yard. Cancel. Alright. Yes, and I blew up my own search. I know this. It's okay. I can regrowth it if I really need it. Alright, Stoneforge is fine, I think. Skull Clamp. Okay. 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 So I can muddle the mixture for Demonic Tutor, which is pretty good. which give me Glacial Chasm, which allows me to go infinite with Fast Bond. I don't have a cycler yet, though. I don't have a cycling land yet. So, I What I'm going to do is this. Go. Could also get Oath. Okay. I think there's a chance they just clamp this up and then attack, then reclamp their dude to get into more cards. And I don't think I care that much about that because I want to just get something worth its while and mana. And because I'm very close to like just being able to combo off with my lands deck, I think it's okay if they're drawing cards here. Now, if they got something relevant, they'll probably just play it. If they did not, they'll just re-equip Skull Clamp and attack me. Okay, Batterskull's coming down. Interesting. Now we may need to muddle for DT to find Glacial Chasm. Okay. That's fine, I think. Yep. So muddle into DT for Glacial Chasm. I think I do need to take some more damage this turn. Now, if they have like Wasteland or a way to kill my lands, I think I just lose. But, alright, Scrubby Dub land. Yep. Alright, and go. Can I stymie them out? If I get an untap, I feel like I can generally stymie them out. Now, if they hit Wasteland, I'm just effed, right? Don't be like something that finds Wasteland or blows up. Alright, they just got rid of that and they drew some cards. They find Wasteland. Don't find Wasteland. One time. One time. No Wasteland or no Strip Mine. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm not dead this turn, right? So take 6. Down to 1. That's their only Wastelands. They found it. They found their outer, but I'm down to 1. And I'm not dead. I am not dead yet. And I get untap here. True control fashion, guys. They had their outer. They found their outer. Ooh, cool. Raven's Crime. Well, now they're going to be completely off the top of their deck. So this, and this, I think, are the pickups. So play this out first. Yep. All right, go ahead, my friend. Ramming app excavator. I think that's okay. I think we want an intuition here. Actually, I guess I didn't need that last land intuition. I would have needed it if I had cast Raven's Crime again from Yard. Vindicate. Malome, sure. Eldamri's Call. That can get the Ramanap Excavator, which is the biggest problem for me. Okay, I'm going to allow this to happen. Because I don't think they have an uncounterable creature. Well, that matters. They could have uncounterable creatures, but I don't think they're relevant. I mean, like Jermoko would buy them another extra turn off of a Dark Depths combo, which what Intuition's going to go for. It's going to get like my land package. Or actually, another thing I could do is get Zuran Orb, Academy Runes. Do I have a half of this thing yet? I already have Wasteland. I gotta go for the win, I think. I mean, Academy Runes... Actually, that'd be a lockout, wouldn't it? Like, Academy Runes plus Zuran Orb plus another half of the combo. Or, like... I don't know. And I get EE as well and just blow up all their crap as well. Like, God, this is so gross. I don't want to win this, but like the value on this deck is just so stellar, right? Like I feel like I can do almost anything with just lands. I mean, obviously there's some very good spells keeping the lands deck running here, but Ramanap Excavator would make the most sense. Titania is a card that could do it. To get back the get back some stuff and some things. I do think Academy Runes is the right third pick. All right. Glacial Chasm. You know what? In actuality, we should wait here. And the reason being, there is a world in which we have to try to... So the reason I do this is because if they do find a way to blow up the Glacial Chasm to kill me for lethal, then I need to clone it with the Thespian stage. And then on upkeep, I can clone the Dark Depths. Alright, Drag Tusk. I'll take a Ponder. They can cast a Tusk. I mean, it's still 2 hits to kill, right? So they got a Tusk in hand. Cool. Okay, Tusk. Yep. Alright, so, Dark Depths. Oh yeah, get that 20/20 down. Alright, F6. Nope, can't pay it. Get in there for some damages. So I need to get a Savannah to be careful here. Oop, Thespian Stage, Glacial Chasm. So I don't want to get locked out of my own deck. I need 2 green sources here. So Glacial Chasm. Blow up a land that does not do damage to me. And there we go. And we should be good, because we're just going to ditch the Glacial Chasm and attack for lethal in the air. At a very low time total. I'm sorry about that, guys. Cancel. Cancel. I don't care. God, triggers. Triggers! Why? We know they have Inquisition, that's fine. They need a way to deal with 2 Glacial Chasms. They need to be able to blow up 2 lands right now, because I have Thespian Stage to reclone my thing. Alright, they're going to turn it. Cool. It's in hand. And then they're going to make... Oh, they're going to try to draw cards off of it here. I like what they're doing. I like where their head's at. But I don't think they can beat... I mean, they have to get like a Swords to Plowshares, and then like they're just trying to clock me at that point. Alright. You know what I might do is just Fatal Push the Germ token. Because I know they don't have it. I'm just going to do it. I know they don't have the answer card right now, so that's why they're doing this. They're trying to get another card off of it. I mean, I think they're short. There you go. 1 life, 2 minutes left on clock. The Fast Bond lands deck. So what I'm going to do is this. I want to go over this deck real fast, because this is a very bizarre deck. It's a deck that was generated around 1 card. Good games, man. Very, very good games. So, let me pull the deck up real quick, because I had to relook at it before I opted to take this game. We played a lot of games. That's going to go up as well. But I kind of wanted to highlight this deck, because this deck is very sweet. And like I said, I believe it is over on Canadian Highlander points. A lot of my decks are not going to be, because I don't play... I have a ban list that I'm using as opposed to a points list. So this is a deck, and I had done a deck tech on this deck before. I don't believe I've changed it since then. But the deck is a Fast Bond engine deck, essentially. And you kind of saw how it works there. You saw how I lock them out via Glacial Chasm and just use Dark Depths to win. There's a couple ways it can win. It can either win through Dark Depths, Molten Vortex is another way to win, and then Punishing Fire. And then it also has Primeval Titan. So Moto failed. We're going to sit through this for a second because I think it's going to reload really fast. It's been kind of doing this recently. I've also been using it pretty heavily today, so... well, I guess my connection to Magic Online is no good. Nope, and I've been booted off my network. Alright, well, you can see my first name there. Alright, so, let's see if this works. Come on, Moto. You're such a pile of junk. You kill me. So the way the deck actually works is it is essentially a lands deck. It just uses more spells than like the Legacy lands deck does to actually win, because it needs more tutor effects to get after, establishing its lock. Because the Legacy lands deck is essentially a control deck, as is this deck, that wins incidentally through use of a lands combo, Dark Depths combo, which is also just a great 2-card combo and is played in quite a few decks that can actually enable it. This deck is probably has the most ways of any deck I've ever played of actually enabling that combo or enabling its lands. That's kind of where I think it probably goes over points when you start looking at it. So let me get the deck list back up here, guys, and I'm sorry about the wait. I'm not much of a video editor either. So the deck is 49 lands, which is the most lands of any deck that I've ever played in 100 card, because it is a lands deck, so it needs quite a few of them. It has some of the mainstay engine cards, kind of like you have Raven's Crime, Life from the Loam, which is an engine. It's put online by Intuition. You also have... You don't have Entomb in this. Actually, no, you do have Entomb. You have Entomb to put Life from the Loam in there, or a specific land if you need a very specific land. You have Crop Rotation to find specific lands, Exploration, Fast Bond, both of which are essential to the Legacy lands, quote-unquote, deck, with the exception of Fast Bond, which is banned, but if it was legal, it would be played. A lot of efficient removal, just because this deck needs to interact in the early game just to stay alive against aggro decks. You have Punishing Fire is an engine with Life from the Loam and where are you at? Grove of the Burn Willows. You have Molten Vortex, which is also just a combo card, a good lands combo card. I'm not playing... I'm trying to remember the card's name. It's a green card that costs 1 mana. It allows you to dump your whole hand if it's all lands onto the board at the end step and discard everything else. I'm not playing that. I may have it in my sideboard. I'm also playing Oath in this deck. Oath is kind of actually just to enable the lands part of the deck. The only thing I can find is Primeval Titan. But the ideal is that you find Primeval Titan, and you either get your Dark Depths combo off Primeval Titan, or you get to the 2 most essential lands. And you also bin Loam, because Loam is kind of like one other half of the engine with Fast Bond in this deck. You also have Crucible in this list as well, which is kind of like a sort of a Life from the Loam. And then you have Zurin Orb, which is just a weirdo old card that they would never reprint because the card is just busted. It's a combo. It's a combo waiting to happen. And what it does in this deck is it basically allows you to go infinite on mana. There's no Hangerback Walker or Walking Ballista or even like Rocket Launcher would do it in this deck. Even Emrakul would do it, be fine. But this deck can make infinite mana. It can also go to infinite life because it uses Zurin Orb plus Fast Bond to continually play lands via Life from the Loam or Crucible. The way Loam continues to recurse itself is you get Fetid Pools or another cycling land, cycle it back into hand, and then just continually recast it, blow up your lands, put the lands back in play, recast Loam, recycle Loam, with one of your cycling lands that you get back with Loam, and it just goes forever until you gain infinite life. The issue with that is eventually around the cards. But with Crucible of Worlds, it literally is infinite life because you just keep on playing it, sacking it, and you take 1 damage every time. Unless you have this little beauty of a card right here, which is Glacial Chasm, which, because Fast Bond is a very old card, it says damage as opposed to life loss. And Glacial Chasm, which you saw in that last game, says it prevents damage. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. So you can't take damage from your own Fast Bond, which is kind of like your own personal sanctuary, if you will, but still a good card. So you basically get that combo down, and you can just play lands forever. You don't have to worry about dying, because you won't. You just don't take damage, so you just stay. Your life total will stay static. That's why I was able to stay at 1 life. And against damage-based decks, like my opponent's last deck, Glacial Chasm is kind of a hard lock. They can blow it up, like they did find a way to blow it up with Titania on Wasteland. Then you have to counter. But I mean, that's why you saw me at the end there. I actually got Thespian Stage back, so I could clone the Glacial Chasm if they found a way to blow it up that was uncounterable. But because I knew the Wasteland was out of their deck and they weren't likely a Loam deck, I was able to kind of get around that worry that I may lose to some sort of land destruction. But that all said, I mean, we managed to grind them out, kind of in spite of, the possibilities of land destruction, and even despite some pretty decent draws to find ways to get around it. You have some cards that transmute in this, like Shred Memory is another way to find Loam. I think you have one more in here. I think this is a Muddle the Mixture deck. Yeah, it is. Muddle the Mixture. DT. Yeah, looking at this, on Canadian Highlander, it's way over points, so you probably wouldn't be able to play this lands list in your Canadian Highlander builds. Although I believe this is, with the exception of Mystical Tutor, completely legal in German Highlander, with the exception of the sideboard, which, I mean, I didn't use in this set of games, but it's not really... The sideboard probably could be reworked. Some of it's just more fun stuff, like Auriok Salvagers. This deck can actually... it complements the Bomberman combo very well. So that's why you have Lion's Eye Diamond and a bomb and Anorak Salvage is the sideboard just to play Bomberman if you want to switch over to Bomberman. It's still a graveyard-based strategy, so it's probably not a good alternate win con, but I was just having fun with the deck and kind of like building just kind of an interesting, cool, like weird, control deck. Firestorm, I don't get to play this in a lot of decks. I can play it Reanimator, but I really like it in this deck because, as you saw, Bizarre Baghdad is basically, it is filtering. It's not generally card advantage, but with Life from the Loam, it becomes basically card parity with selection. So it's a land that taps for drawing 2 cards, and you discard 3 worthless cards, which are generally going to be lands that you get back from Life from the Loam to fuel your engine anyways. And it also protects Life from the Loam if you have it in the graveyard, because if they, try to blow your graveyard up, you just tap your Bizarre Baghdad, get rid of some worthless cards, get Life from the Loam back, protect it. That's why the cycling lands are also here to protect Life from the Loam, but also run the engine. Enlightened Tutor, probably another pointed card. This tends to find Fast Bond, Exploration, Fast Bond generally, though. Unless it's been like exiled, or Crucible, or Surinor. Then you go to this pile. You have some efficient counter magic. You have Search for Escanta, which I blew up in that last game, which maybe I shouldn't have, but I think it was probably right to blow up their Bob there to keep them off a card engine. Sylvan Scrying, common card to find stuff. Then actually another part of this deck that really intrigued me is the ability to play cards like Nostalgic Dreams and Insidious Dreams. These are actually both unpointed cards, but with Life from the Loam you can actually turn your land cards into literal cards, either from your graveyard or on top of your deck. And because you're playing cards like Bizarre Baghdad, and you have a lot of cycling lands, you can actually draw 2 to 3 cards pretty easily per turn once you have the engine online. Hour of Promise is kind of like the backup version of Primeval Titan. It allows you basically just to put Dark Depths Thespian Stage on the board. This is one of the rare new cards that actually says 2 land cards, just 2 land cards. So it's not 2 basic land cards, just 2 lands. So even at 5 mana, it's a pretty good rate to find the Dark Depths combo, which is a 2-land combo. The real reason I built this deck was actually because of this card right here, Realms Uncharted. And this is kind of a weirdo card, so let me pull it up real fast. This essentially says Gifts Ungiven for lands. So Gifts Ungiven does any cards. Realms Uncharted just does lands. But so basically you find 4 land cards and your opponent puts 2 in your graveyard and 2 in your hand, or 2 go to your hand, which is what this card does. So very, very sweet card, very powerful in this deck. It's actually 1 mana cheaper and in green, as opposed to Gifts Ungiven. It's kind of like, I saw this card as a commander card, I believe, and I was like, wow, I have to build a lands deck in 100 card, and this is what I came up with. And like I said, it's a very cool Highlander deck. I think it's very, very fun. It actually does play a lot out, plays out a lot like lands, with the exception that it has to dip a little heavier into blue to have some permission and some filtering, because there's just so many cards and the variance is a lot higher. So you want cards like Brainstorm, Mystical, Personal Tutor, Ponder, Preordain, and then some of the transmuters to get after your loam package. But very, very cool deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This will be the second one I'm going to put up today for Highlander, but probably a cooler deck than the rest of the decks that I played in all of the other games I played against BMCG. I really do like this deck. It took me a while to pour over it and build it, but I do think it's actually also very good. If you're looking to build it as a Canadian Highlander deck, you definitely have to trim the fat. Not the fat, the points. The points are definitely quite high, and there may be some fat in this deck that can be cut out as well. But you could also go with more of the Dream Cycle cards, because the Dream Cycle cards actually are quite decent in this deck because of the inherent card advantage that it accrues from cards like Life from the Loam and Fast Bond. It's able to really get that engine going and then turn a lot of dead cards at some point into real cards out of the deck. And then it has just a lot of other control elements. You got your Radiant Flames, your Pern Deed, your Firestorm that I was showing you before, that all kind of just transmute cards into damage against creatures. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and cut it there, but this is Lands and Hunter card. Very, very cool deck, and very fun to play, so hopefully you'll pick it up or try it sometime and enjoy it. Take care now, and later.